From a point 120 feet, so you're going to draw the ground, a point 120 feet, so here's my point, it's 120 feet from the base of the church. Draw the church. From a point 120 feet away from the base of the church, or the bottom of the church, the angle of elevation to the top of the building. So here's the top of the building. Angle of elevation, so we know the building is straight. And the angle of elevation is 38 degrees. And from the same point, right here, on the ground, here's my ground, to the top of the cross. So I'm going to draw a cross. Is 43 degrees. Find the height of the cross. So having an accurate picture is really important. And if you notice that I have two sets of triangles. I have the pink triangle, the smaller triangle, and I have the green one that'll be the bigger triangle. And we actually need to find the height of both the cross and the building, because using the big triangle is actually the height of both the cross and the building, and if I subtract the building, I'll have the height of the cross. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to find the height of the building. So if you were taking my geometry class, then I would say make a small triangle. Not literally, but redraw the pink triangle. And I'm going to call this length here, you can call anything you want, I'll call it y. Starting at this angle, class, what sides do I have?
Opposite.
Adjacent, which is what? So tan of the angle equals opposite over the adjacent. Boys, what is the opposite side?
A y.
And the adjacent, boys?
120.
Girls, what will we do next to solve for y? Cross multiply, so I'm going to make that a fraction by putting it over 1. So I have y, or 1y, equals the tangent of 38 times 120. We're going to put that in our calculator. Now, this is the best answer right here, because this is not my final answer, so it's actually an exact answer. And what I'm going to do now is round, and this gives me an idea, but I think the one on top is better. Tangent of 38 times 120. $93.75. So far, all we did was just find the height of y, which is the building, and that is approximately $93.75. Now, I'm going to find the height of the big triangle, which is the building plus the cross. So if you go back to geometry again, they had something called segment addition postulate. Small plus small equals the big. So this helps you. You can do it My small is the building, the church, plus the cross equals the big, all of it. And the building we called variable y. We'll call the cross, this length here, x. So y plus x equals all of it. Does that make sense? And if we're only trying to find the cross, if I subtract y, x is equal to all minus y. Okay, so that is a big picture idea of what we're doing. Alright, so let's look at our big triangle now. What's our angle, class? 43 degrees. This side I'm going to call x plus y. Does that make sense? So it's this is what we're doing right now, right? That includes the cross and the church building. And then we still have this length here to be 120. So I start at the angle. Class, which trig ratio do I have? So I have tangent of 43 equals which two sides? Let's substitute our information in. I have tangent of 43 equals, what is the opposite side called?
X plus y.
And we're actually going to keep it as x plus 1. I'm going to put a parenthesis around it. And our adjacent is 120. I'm going to put it over 1. And then we're going to go ahead and cross multiply. So I'm going to have the tangent of 43 degrees times 120 equals x plus y. Class, what variable are we trying to solve for? We're just solving for the variable x. X represents the height of the cross, right? So I want to get x by itself, so I'm just going to subtract y. So I have tangent of 43 times 120 minus y equals x. Now I can do substitution for y. All of that. So we are basically doing this systems of equations. So I have tangent of 43 times 10 minus, now the y variable, you could put all of that in, tangent of 38 times 120, and all of that's going to equal x. So here's my calculator ready equation. If you want to do it by parts, we already found tangent of 38 times 120, which is 93.75. And we can go ahead and put in our calculators tangent of 43 times 10. I get 9.33. Whoa, that's 120. Try that again. Second, enter. And you just go back and put insert, second, delete. I get 111.90. And if I subtract those two values, the height of the cross is going to be raise your hand if you got 18.15. Question?
Why is your work complicated?
So in this problem, I have an indirect measurements. I first found the height of the building. And I can subtract the height of the building from the big triangle to find the height of the cross. Yesterday's lesson was a direct measurement, meaning find the height of the building. You can do that. But notice how this one's not finding the height of both the cross and the building, it's just the cross itself. I had to use the systems of equations because I wanted two different measurements.